Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And today, I'm going to do something people have always asked me to do. They always say, Jason, why don't you just admit that you're a big fat fake? I'm going to admit that. So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Yeah, guys, I'm a fake. Maybe not in the way that some people think I am, but I am a fake. You want to know what I fake? I fake being a healthy person. I fake being healthy. I'm not healthy. I have a major, massive medical illness. I have bilateral Menieres disease. Now, contrary to rumors on the internet, a lot of people say, oh, he doesn't have that, he faked it. I got plenty of medical reports that say I have it. The government has access to those reports. They've seen them. People are like, oh, he faked getting whatever disability or whatever. It's pretty hard to do because I was getting at one time, and I do not receive it anymore, by the way. I do not receive SSDI anymore. I do not receive a single penny from government. I don't receive a single penny from any sort of disability insurance. Nothing. Not a zero. And just making that clear because there are rumors that I do. I absolutely do not. And what I received was called SSDI, which is very, very hard to prove to the government and to the Social Security Board that you qualify for that, because they will dig through your medical records. You have to have a team of medical doctors sign off on it. They will not give it to you based upon just one doctor says that you deserve it. You're not getting it. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So people say, oh, he faked that. No, guys, it doesn't work that way. Best of luck to you trying to fake that one. Furthermore, again, people need to remember SSDI is merit-based, meaning the amount of money that a person gets for SSDI is based upon how much money they paid already. In other words, you have to pay X amount of thousands of dollars into Social Security out of your wages over so many years to even qualify for that. If a person just gets disabled at a young age, or they are born disabled and never work, you don't qualify. You have to pay into it, and they treat it as if you retired early. It's basically early retirement on your retirement insurance that you pay into. And the amount of money you get from it's based on what you paid in working. But for the record, I don't qualify for that anymore. You know what, guys? I'm going to be honest with you. As someone who's been through that, being on any sort of assistance like that, even if it's something you paid into, it doesn't do much for your self-esteem. It doesn't feel good. Some people are like, oh man, it sure would be nice to get that. It's not nice. It's not that much money. And I can assure you guys, as someone who previously was working full-time, was a provider, supported myself. I actually supported my ex-wife for like 9 months when she didn't work. I worked 60 hours a week, made a decent living. Even supported her while she didn't work. As someone who went from being a provider to being medically disabled and having to take what felt like a handout, it makes you feel pretty shitty as a person. It doesn't feel good at all. It's not nice. It's not pleasant. And I took one hell of a pay cut. I was making 3 times the money working when I got sick as I did when I got that. But you know what? Here's the thing. Medically, I still have the same medical condition. I've just learned to use my training and my weightlifting and my knowledge of that to work around it. I still have it. I still have the medical condition. It's never been cleared. Like, my doctors have never removed the diagnosis. They've never said you're in remission. I've just learned to work around it. And you know what? If I didn't have the knowledge of weight training and everything that I have, I would probably be laying in a bed on disability right now. Probably would be. And instead, here I am, helping people, providing information or entertaining you at the very least. Here I am. So, how did this happen? Or how does this go about happening, at least something like that? It almost hit me out of nowhere because I went from training. I was working 60 hours a week when I got sick. I was going to the gym 5 days a week after work. I was still lifting strong, and here's the thing. One of the things that I had noted, and there is something to that due to cortisol release and everything else with the autoimmune function of it, I didn't have any of these problems when I was using gear. And I'm going to be honest, guys, through my 20s, I used anabolics. I absolutely used them. Did I use the amounts you see guys talking about on YouTube now? No, but I used pretty significant amounts. I built a strength-based natural first. I got up to a 475 squat. I was benching like 325 before I ever touched any of this stuff. And some of the older guys at the gym were like, "Hey, you should try gear." And it wasn't hard to convince me. I was young, and older guys were using it. Thought I had paid my dues enough to be kind of introduced to it, and I was. And I used them for about 4 years. I got bigger, I got stronger, and then I came off. I was clean for 3 years, completely off gear, still training. I probably lost 10 to 15 pounds of muscle. I didn't keep all the gains. I wasn't even on TRT at the time. I was still strong. I could still bench 400 pounds. I could still squat 550. Wasn't as good as when I was on the gear, but it was decent, and I was working full time. And when it hit me, I lost everything. When the Menieres disease hit me, which is again when it went to both of my ears, basically the doctors realized I had had it in my other ear for years and just worked around it. It wasn't a problem for me. When it went bilateral, I lost my ability to work. I lost my ability to drive a car. I lost my ability to make gainful income. My social life completely disappeared. My self-esteem disappeared. My doctors told me to quit working out. All of my strength disappeared. I was a broken man. I was a broken man on multiple levels. I lost everything. I lost everything. And so definitely people would say, "Oh, you must have faked an illness to get whatever." Trust me, guys, I didn't get anything out of it. I lost everything. I lost both my vehicles. I lost my income. My marriage had completely fallen apart by that point. I lost my self-esteem. I lost my value as a person. I lost my value as a person at that point. So it's not when you get sick with something like that. And this is, again, why I tell people health is everything. Until you have truly lost your health, you don't know what it is to truly lose everything in life. Because when you lose your health and you get hit with something major like a medical condition like that, your whole world falls apart. I lost my strength, my muscle, my sense of identity, my sense of self-worth, my ability to provide for myself. I lost my entire identity as a person at that moment. It took everything from me. So trust me, guys, there's the idea that you would go from being gainfully employed to people jumping on something like disability. No, it's not nice. It's not fun. And you know what really sucks is that when you are destitute and you've lost everything, to have to go into a courtroom and have a judge and a panel of doctors decide if you're going to even get the money that you paid into a system. They're going to make the decision. Your life is in their hands. When you're living in a bedroom of one of your friend's houses on charity and you're 90% bedbound, and you have a judge and a group of doctors deciding if you're going to get medical care, if you're going to get money to live on, even though you've paid into all of it already, your life is in their hands. They pretty much can kill you at that point. Not a nice feeling. You're pretty much there begging and pleading for your life to a judge, to a bureaucrat, whose job it is to find any reason to deny you. That's their job, to find any reason at all to disqualify you. Have doctors there working for the government who it's their job to find any reason, anything wrong in those medical records to where they could say, I don't know about this. But here's the thing. I have learned to fake it. You know why I did that? Because I had always been interested in training. I've been interested on fitness. Yeah, I was on forums. I was on bodybuilding.com. I joked and trolled there a lot. I trolled a lot. And I think people have kind of discovered that. I trolled my ass off. But I also helped people. And I had several people, even though at that point I was sick. I actually couldn't train. I couldn't train at that point. I wrote programs for people. I wrote programs for people for free just because I had the spare time and I was laying around not able to do anything. I'm like, well, at least I can help some other people. I'm passionate about lifting still. At least I can help somebody else. I can't do any of this myself, but I can help other people. And one of my biggest followers, who's still a friend of mine, posts on here sometimes. There is a Natty Pro bodybuilder. I did write some stuff for him. And we're still friends to this day. I wrote him some free routines, and he made progress on them after earning his Natty Pro card already. We're still friends. Helped him for free. And I realized in the middle of all that, I can help all these other people. Why can't I help myself? And I did. I got up and forced myself to start training, to start learning to walk again correctly. Still walking with a cane even once I was up and walking. Taught myself to walk again. I don't have a sense of balance medically. So that's the thing. You know, people look at me, they look at me train, they see other stuff, and they're like, well, there's nothing wrong with this guy. This guy seems to be healthy, fit. I mean, some of you are like, oh, he's fat or whatever. Okay, fine. You think I'm fat. That's your prerogative. But no one would know there's anything particularly medically wrong. They wouldn't know that to look at me, because they see me, you know, push pressing fairly heavy weights, cleaning weight up off the floor, front squatting, repping out 500 plus pounds on a deadlift without a belt. I'm faking it. I don't have a sense of balance. I medically do not have any sense of balance. I don't have any medical sense of orientation. I had to, a while back, we were moving a bunch of furniture. We rented a U-Haul that had unsealed cab. The pressure in there affected my ears with me driving it, and I was pretty much stuck in bed for 2 days. I made videos and I got in front of this camera and I faked it. I couldn't even walk for 2 days. I couldn't walk without holding onto a wall to walk again. And Brittany was pretty upset because she hadn't seen my stuff get hit that bad. But again, that's what pressure and stuff inside my ears does. It will totally mess me up, make me pretty much almost 100% disabled again at that point. I can't drive, can't walk. I climbed up here and held myself up and faked it and pretended to be just fine and made videos for you guys, and no one had a clue. No one had a clue. I could barely walk to my desk when I did those. I could barely get to the camera to turn it on. But I did, and I faked it. Just like I fake having a sense of balance. You know how I do that? I built my musculature up. I built my muscles up. Because I realized I had to find a way to get my health back. I had to find a way to adapt, to overcome, at least to fake it and pretend like I could move around and walk. Because medically I'm not supposed to be able to do what I do. I forced myself. I found a way around it. I said, okay, I know enough about exercise science. I can do this. I just have to build all the muscles in my body up enough to hold me upright if anything moves or shifts, to maintain my balance with musculature, muscle memory, vision. I don't need to be able to have a sense of balance. And I started lifting and doing stuff, and it helped a lot. I had to walk with a cane. You know when I was able to get rid of the cane? When I started hanging chains onto a barbell and swinging them, and then squatting the barbell with swinging chains. I did that for 6 weeks, and I was able to get rid of my cane because that built up the stabilizers in my body. I'm not healthy. I don't have a sense of balance. I don't have proper hearing. You guys know why I'm so good at imitating people I hear online when I do the Cali muscle imitations and other stuff? Because I have undulating hearing still, and I don't hear well when people talk. That's what I hear when people talk. So in other words, I have to listen very closely. I have to watch people's mouths. I have to watch the way they enunciate things. I have to pick up on context clues to fill in the gaps on the words. So I have to pay so much attention when I watch someone like Cali Muscle to even figure out what in the hell he's saying, that I learned to imitate them. I don't hear very well. I don't have a sense of balance. I'm not particularly medically well. I fake being a healthy person. I fake being a fit person. Yeah, I lift weights. Yeah, I do cardio. Yeah, I eat right. I do all this stuff. I'm not physically healthy. I'm faking it. I am a fake. I'm not healthy. I have an incurable, unless you're Dana White, who had $100,000 for stem cell therapy. In Germany, he had the same medical condition I have. He got cured. I don't have 100 grand laying around. I don't have 100 grand laying around to spend on that. I wish I did. I'd get it. But it's an act, guys. I fake it. You know the one thing I can tell you As someone who lost their health, I can tell you, if you do not have your health, you do not have anything. And anyone who has ever lost their health will tell you that. Anyone who's ever lost their health would give everything to get it back. You have a medical condition like that that knocks you down or removes your ability to function, to have any quality of life, you'd do anything to get it back. You get cancer, ask someone who's fighting cancer what they want. Ask them what they really want. They want to cure their cancer. That's what they care about. They care about that more than money. They care about that more than pussy. They want to cure their cancer. They want their health back. So why do I talk so much about health? Why do I talk so much about fitness? Why do I talk so much about not getting hurt and not doing stupid stuff in the gym? Because I've lost everything. I've had to sit down in front of a judge and beg for enough money to live on. I've had to get before a judge and beg to have enough money after I'd already paid it into the system just to survive. Because I lost my health. I lost my ability to provide for myself. You know why I don't get hurt? Do you know why I take so much care about doing things a certain way to avoid injuries and not doing stupid crap in the gym? Because for me, if I lose my ability to train, I lose my ability to train all these stabilizers in my body. If I lose my strength, I might not be able to walk. So yeah, I give a shit about injuries, and anyone who talks about, oh, injuries are no big deal, they're not looking out for your best interest. For some people, it's literally everything. Why do I care so much about health and fitness on here? Because I've lost my health before. I've lost everything. And I don't want all of you out there to go through that. So I get up here and I talk about health. I talk about fitness while faking it the best that I can. I fake it. Because I'm hoping that I can teach enough of you that you won't go through major health problems, that you won't do stupid stuff, you won't use too many drugs that harm your health, that you won't do stupid stuff in the gym that gets you hurt, that you won't do crazy dieting methods or too extreme of cutting or too extreme of bulking and harm your health. Because I understand, as someone who lost their health, that health is everything. And if you don't have health, if you don't have your health, there is nothing else in life that's going to matter. That's all you have. And it's the most important thing in the world. And when you lose it, when you really and truly lose your health, it destroys your life. And I don't just mean in a little way. When you suffer a major health problems, it will literally destroy your life. You think you've got an empire built, you think you've got a good job, you think you've got a happy relationship, you got a good social life, it all goes away. All of it. You lose all of it. So I fake it. And I fake it enough that I don't get disability anymore because I make enough money to not qualify. I don't qualify for anything. Nothing. My tax return alone, if anyone saw it, would realize that, oh, he doesn't qualify for anything. And that's okay. You know what? Because I'm happier that way. I'm happier because I do things that I love and enjoy for a living that either help or entertain other people. And help or entertain other people. And pass on the things that I've learned in my life to other people that helps them. The things that I used to get my health back to some extent, because I still have the condition. It's not cured. I've learned to work around it. Something most people with this condition do not ever do. Most people who get to the point that I was with their Menieres disease, they go on disability and they don't ever work. They don't ever do anything. Again, most of them don't exercise. It pretty much it's the quality of life for most of them that I'm aware of goes downhill from there. A few learn to work around it. We're the lucky ones. But yeah, the things that I've used for myself is stuff that I can teach other people, and I make a living doing so. But am I a fake? Yeah, I'm a fake because I talk about health and fitness. But I have a major incurable medical condition. I'm not a healthy person. Physically speaking, I'm not a complete person. I have major flaws. I've learned to work around them enough to fake it. Most people would never know who met me. They can't tell. But they're there. They're there. Learn to adapt and overcome. And that's the thing. Sometimes when we're talking about our health and our fitness, that's all you can do. Work with the hand that you are dealt. Work with the hand that you dealt. And sometimes being dealt a bad hand can turn out to be a gift, because here's the thing. Look how many people out there I've helped as a result of this. How many people I've helped as a result of this. And I'm not stuck in a corporate job for a big company that I hate. Not stuck in a relationship I wasn't happy in. And now I help people for a living. Do something I love. It all led to that. And I get to pass on the things that I've learned and help people out there reach their goals. So there can be a silver lining in these things. You got to learn to work with the hand that you are dealt in life. And do the best that you can. And that's what I do, and that's what I would encourage everyone else out there to do. You got to learn to roll with the punches and just do the best that you can with the hand that you are dealt. And you need to remember that your health is everything. Don't destroy it. Don't take it for granted. It's easy to take for granted when you're young and healthy. It's real easy. Don't throw it away. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.